Good morning, Stoker Sharks. My name is Cope, and I will be one of your anchors for the next 4 weeks. Just think by Friday, it'll be the second day of our second month, October. Unbelievable. That we have in school for almost a whole month.
Mind-boggling, Stoker Sharks. My name is Maya, and I will also be your anchor for the next 4 weeks. Please stand tall, face the flag, put your right hand over your heart, and be ready to recite the pledge with students from Mrs. Melander's classroom.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, 4th graders. It is my privilege to introduce our principal, Mrs. Nelson. Please give her your attention.
Good morning, Stoker Sharks. As our anchor said, October almost. Whew. All right, well, let's start with some bucket fillers. We have Kendi in 348, DeMarcus in 246, Bradley in 264, Gail in 236, Destiny in 372, Elena in 356, Emerson in 350, Tessa in 348. We have Maddie and Alona in 270, and Samara in 246. Great job, you guys. Also, a lot of classrooms have been busy with PBIS rules. We have classroom for Mrs. Fisher and playground for Mrs. Fisher, playground for Mrs. Unger, classroom for Mrs. Unger, classroom for Mrs. Fox, and hallway for Mrs. Fox, classroom for Mrs. Sejak, and cafeteria for Mrs. Sejak, classroom for Miss Olson, and cafeteria for Mrs. Fox. So great job, everybody. Tomorrow, Tuesday, kindergarten's going to be going to Apple Holler, and then after school, we're welcoming all our pre-K and kindergarten families back to school for a family information night. So hope to see you back at school at night on Tuesday. Also, Thursday is our first lunch with the teacher, and Friday is Stoker Spirit Day. Right now, guess how many AR pints we had? We had right around 1,000. Now we already have 3,000. 111. So great job, everybody. It jumped up about 2,000 in a week. Let's see if we can keep that pace going. For Delightful Diners, we do have the whole entire second grade. Great job, second graders. We have Mrs. Schmidt's class, Mrs. Fox's class, Mrs. Sioko's class, Mrs. Albrecht's class. So great job. Dr. Drew and Mrs. Sioko are our shining sharks, and unfortunately 4th grade did lose their open seating, so you guys are back to assigned seats this week. And 4th and 5th grades still right now are on assigned seating. Make sure you get those Delightful Diners so you can get back to open seating. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful week, everybody.
Thank you, Mrs. Nelson. We really appreciate everything you do for us. Now, as you know, Irving Stoker, our mascot, has been visiting classrooms. Here's what he did while visiting Mrs. Fox's room.
Irving visits Stoker's classrooms. Room 266, Miss Fox's 3rd grade class.
It's Irving here. I had the best time in Mrs. Fox's 3rd grade class. Here I am, sitting on a yoga ball. I'm not sure who looks cooler, the girls or me. I'm really digging the snack that the students have shared with me. Check out the huge shark bite I took out of the cracker. This was my first fruit snack. It got stuck in my teeth. I got to gym. Check out my skill at hopscotch. Woo-hee! Dot day in the library. I'm not sure who looks sillier with a dot on their nose, me or the 3rd grader. The boys were nice enough to introduce me to a friendly and soft shark and a whale. Who knew whales could be so nice? That day was awesome. Check me out hanging with Mrs. Fox's friend, the fox. Get it, Mrs. Fox? Has a fox? We got to go to music, which I do enjoy. Also, I had my first bag of popcorn. yummy. Check this out. The students called this science, but I thought it was a snack. It was interesting watching the students check out these cool crayfish. I ended the day reading. Love those colorful books. Check me out taking attendance for Mrs. Fox. Again, a great book, and finally, a brain break. This is where we take a break and move. Then we had this really intense day. I read a book and took an AR test. Then Mrs. Fox challenged her students and me to some work. Or, of course, besides reading, that other thing I really love to do at school is writing. I think I am getting good at it. This last picture I took because I think Mrs. Fox is pretty awesome. You ask me, just check out her cool, sharp fingernails. I mean, come on, how cool is that?
Loved the nails. Loved what Irving did that week. I believe he is visiting Mrs. Ashburn's first grade class this week. Next Monday, we will see what Irving did in Mrs. Gens's second grade class.
This concludes our show for today. Have a great week of learning, Stoker students, and remember to follow the PBIS rules.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hello, Stoker Sharks. Today is Wednesday, September 30th. That's right, the last day of the month. We have Mrs. Knocker in the studio ready to talk.
We also have birthdays for the coming week and a review of arrival and dismissal PBIS rules. But first, let's see what Mrs. Knocker has to say.
Good morning, boys and girls. I'm so excited to be here to be able to tell you who the winners, the classroom winners are of the Golden Shelf Elf Award. We've been talking about being awesome library sharks, using our manners, bringing our books back, taking good care of our books, and just having a great fun time in the library. So our K through 2 Golden Shelf Elf Award this week goes to Mrs. Unger's class. Congratulations, boys and girls. And our 3 through 5 Golden Shelf Elf Award goes to Mrs. Martin's class. Nice job. Very proud of you all. Keep up the good work, and we will see who gets it next week. Also wanted to let you know that coming up in just a couple of weeks is our book fair. It's going to be here the whole week of parent-teacher conferences. It'll be here in the library. Next week, you'll be taking home these awesome preview flyers to kind of see what we're going to have. So be ready to come shopping and enjoy the book fair. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Knocker. Remember to say happy birthday to all the birthday celebrants that Mrs. Weber tells us about. Take it away.
Happy birthday, Stokers. Let's see who's celebrating a birthday this week. Today's the day to wish Miley and Brian a very happy birthday. Candles will be glowing October 2nd for Maya, Simona, and William. This party had some streamers October 4th for Boo Renee, Connor, and Sophia. wish Pedro and Savannah a very happy birthday. Stoker birthday girl October 6th will be Theodora. And that's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in to our Stoker.
Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. Dr. Seuss. Happy birthday. Please pay attention to our PBIS insert.
Good morning, this is Mrs. Martin. Welcome back to another edition of Shark Fins, PBIS, Positive Behavior, Interventions and Supports. Arrival sharks. Set your alarm so you can be on time. When you arrive at school, head straight to your line and always wait and walk in with your teacher. Remain in your space. Keep those hands and feet to yourselves, please. Keep safe on the sidewalk, no matter where you are around the building. Now on to dismissal sharks. Supplies for home. Make sure you bring everything you need for homework, lunchbox and backpack. Head to your line and always wait and walk out with your assigned teacher. Must I say anything? Please remain quiet. Keep on the sidewalk side of buses and cars because your safety is the most important. Don't let this be you. Remember to be responsible, respectful, and safe at Stoker Elementary. Have a great day.
Keep following the rules when you come and leave school. Don't forget that choir is after school.
Also, Funky Friday is when you wear your Stoker Spirit clothes. Remember to learn something new each and every day. See you on Friday.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Stoker Sharks. Today is Friday, October 2nd. We have a great show for you today. Of course, we have Hat Day from last Friday on Stoker Sharks in Action and the 3rd grade field trip to Kenosha.
Also, don't forget, we always add a few surprises. Of course, we will also get a chuckle over our joke jar. Enjoy.
Stoker Sharks in action. Stoker Hat Day. Check out the variety, which means all different kinds of hats at Stoker. From sombreros to cheese hats, to, I don't know what you would call that in the middle. Stoker students had many different hats. Mrs. Sejack's class working hard. How do you spell success? Listen as Mrs. Olson's students explain.
We are the problem solvers. We brainstorm things that kids like and dislike about school. Some of what kids like about school are being with friends, getting an education, hot lunch, technology, partner group work, specials, field trip, recess, reading books, family festivals. Some dislikes are math, homework, reading, spelling, bullying, bad behavior, and disruptions. These are suggestions to help kids succeed in school. These are things that can help you with reading and writing. Sound words out, circle them, go back, and check later. Take your time on reading. Can't read a word? Then ask a friend. If a friend can't read the word, then ask the teacher. If friend needs help, say yes. Make your own books and stories. Be creative. Try to write a lot of words. Think about what you write before you write it. Take your time on what you write.
Third grade visits Kenosha. One stop, the United States Coast Guard.
Here we are learning how to throw a rope so we can pull a person from the water. On the Coast Guard boat. We learned about the Great Lakes.
Riding the Kenosha trolley.
Riding the trolley was fun. We went in a big oval.
Kenosha History Center.
This was really fun. I liked learning about the olden days in Kenosha. Ooh, that teacher looked a little mean.
Kenosha Lighthouse.
We went to go see the lighthouse. Check out that crazy staircase.
Well done, one and all. I remember my third grade trip to Kenosha. It looked like you had a good time and learned a ton of stuff. Now it's time to tickle your funny bone.
Stoker's Joke Jar!
Why couldn't the skeleton go to the ball? Because he had no body to go with him.
Do you get it?
No body, as in he's only bones. He doesn't have a body. What do you call a fat pumpkin? A plumpkin. Get it? Plump means big.
Have you ever heard laughter is the best medicine? Well, according to Dr. Kim, it is true. Even sick people can feel better after a good laugh. So, have fun in your life and laugh. It's good for you. On that note, this is Maya.
And I'm Kelp signing off. Don't forget, it's Shutdown Friday.
Shut down Friday.
Hogan, 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 Mr. Hogan says shut down. Hogan, 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 Mr. Hogan says shut down. It's shut down Friday, Mr. Hogan says shut down. It's shut down Friday, Mr. Hogan says shut down.
It's shut down Friday.